last 5 years, I really learned to listen to my body when it comes to food. And if I would give myself, my former self, some tips and tricks how to learn to listen to your body, this would be my 5 tips. When it comes to listening to your body, it's super important that you learn to connect the dots, the food you eat and the way you feel. My first tip is to introduce mindfulness practice into your daily routine. This helped me a lot to check in with my body on a daily basis and to really connect the dots on what I eat and how I feel go together. There are 3 mindfulness practices I really love, and I wish I had introduced them way earlier into my life. They are yoga, meditation, and journaling. I started off with yoga, and this was a really frustrating process for me actually, because I'm not very flexible, and this was a long process. But in this process, I really learned to listen to my body, to give it time, and also to trust the process, that if you do something consistently and a little bit every day, that you will create amazing results and you will feel amazing. I really recommend yoga for everyone who wants to have a more active approach to a mindfulness practice, because you're doing amazing things for your body, you're active, and it's an amazing way to check in with yourself every single day. The second mindfulness practice I really love is meditation. I introduced meditation maybe 2 years ago, and I really got in deeper this year with all the craziness of 2020, and it's helped me so much to clear my mind and to focus. A very easy meditation practice is to scan your body from head to toe and just check in with yourself how you feel, and you will notice a difference every day because you feel different every day. And if there are certain foods you eat that don't make you feel as good, or maybe there are some food that give you so much energy and make you feel so good, then you will notice it even better when you quiet your mind a little and pay attention and focus on yourself. Journaling is my third mindfulness practice tip, and journaling really helped me to keep track and to heal my skin. At the beginning of the year, I was very frustrated because I had problems with my skin for over 2 years now, and it was acne on the cheeks, and it was super annoying. It wasn't as much that everybody would notice or it is very negative, but it was a constant in my life that I really wasn't used to because I never had this problem before. I introduced journaling into my daily routine, and I wrote down what foods I eat and how my skin looked the days after or the weeks after. This is how I actually discovered that I had a sensitivity to gluten. And when I connected the dots between the condition of my skin and the gluten I ate, I cut out gluten for a week or two just to try, and my skin got so much better. I wouldn't have noticed it or tracked it down so easily if I hadn't worked with a journal. So if you have a health condition you want to keep track of, or maybe you simply want to track your energy levels and connect it with the foods you eat and see what works best for you, journaling is an amazing way to just keep track of your current health and well-being. My tip number 2 is to be active. I bet you have noticed this too. The more active you are, the more you pay attention to the foods you eat and the more healthy choices you make. And there is a reason for that, because you are feeling the direct impact of the foods you eat and the energy and performance you get out of it. So being active every day and setting yourself some fitness goals or trying some new hobbies will really help you to experience food in a whole different way and to learn to listen to your body in a different way. Tip number 3 is maybe a really obvious tip, but sometimes we forget and we just need a little reminder that we have to pay attention to our digestion. Our digestion really tells us if the foods we eat really work for us or they don't. So paying attention to your digestion can really help you and benefit you in the process of learning to listen to your body, because you really can connect the dots on how your digestion works and what foods you eat. You notice that your digestion is not perfect, and there is a resource I will link below. You can check if your digestion is actually working properly or not. Just make sure to check it out in the description a little bit later. This will help you a lot to connect the dots, as I said, and slowly bring your body back into balance. A great way to do so is to journal. Like I said before, keep a food journal and write down the foods you eat, and at the same time keep track of your digestion, and then you really can connect the dots. And if you see a negative trend, then you can always go to your doctor or your dietitian and go there with your food journal, and it will make the job of him or her so much more easier if you already did the pre-work. And this way you are an active part of the solution, and you learn to listen to your body even more. Tip number 4 is paying attention to your blood sugar levels. This is a very important sign your body gives you, and this one actually took me a little bit of time to figure it out for myself. All know how it feels when your blood sugar levels either rise quickly or drop down quickly. And there's also a resource I will link you below. It's the glycemic index of foods, and foods who have a high glycemic index mean that these are foods who make your blood sugar levels rise fast, and foods with a low glycemic index keep your blood sugar levels more balanced, and therefore they help you to keep your energy levels at a constant, which is super important, because when we eat foods that have a high glycemic index, which are mostly sugary foods or processed foods, then our blood sugar level rises quickly and drops down also quickly. So we tend to crave those foods over and over again because we want this energy, and our body wants to rebalance out this energy loss. It took me a while to figure this one out for myself and to really know how it feels when I eat certain foods. Many years ago, I stopped eating processed sugar and stuck to more wholesome sugar sources, and it really helped me to have a balanced energy level. I also switched from plain flour or white flour to whole grains. This helped my body also to balance the blood sugar levels, because the body needs much more time to process whole foods than whole grains, than like white flour or sugar. I will link you the resource down in the description box so you can check it out for yourself and learn a little bit more, because learning to listen to your body also means to learn to read the signs and to understand a little bit how your body works. And to know about your blood sugar levels will help you a lot in the future to make food choices that boost you with energy and keep your blood sugar level balanced, so you are not falling into the trap of craving high sugar and processed foods all over again. My tip number 5 is to honor your hunger. This is a super crucial tip when it comes to listening to your body in connection to food. And if you're anything like me, you get hangry pretty quickly, and that's not fun for anyone. So what does it mean to honor your hunger? We have certain ideas in our heads that we learned over time that maybe brought us to a point where we're not eating because we are hungry, but because there are certain rules we live by. And by rules, I mean not eating after 6 or 7 p.m. or always having breakfast or something like this. But we are also different, and we all live different lives. So it's super important for this one that you just tune in with your body and eat when you're hungry and stop when you're full. And this sounds way easier than it actually is, because we get distracted and we have stressful lives, and sometimes we eat not because we are hungry, because we are bored or we are emotional eaters. There are so many reasons besides hunger that we eat. So it's really important to tune in with ourselves when it comes to. By paying attention to your hunger, you just learn to read certain cues your body gives you when you get hungry or when you are full. For example, when I'm hungry or when I'm starting to get hungry, I think more about food than I usually do. First sign. So my thoughts go to food even though I'm doing something else. The second sign for me when I get hungry is that I'm not concentrating anymore. So it is really hard for me to focus or to be concentrated. Then I start to feel it in my belly that I get hungry. On the other hand, when you start to get full, what I notice is that I don't feel like the food looks as good or tastes as good anymore as it was in the beginning. And that's when I know it's time to leave it. Even if I have something left on my plate, doesn't matter. Just stop whenever you feel you are full. I really hope these tips and tricks will help you to learn to listen to your body even more. For me, it has the most amazing and positive impact on my health journey to exactly know what foods are nourishing my body and give me energy, and to learn to read the little signs my body gives you if I'm doing well or not. Make sure to check out all the resources down below in the description box to learn a little bit more. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe my channel and like this video so I know you want to see more of this content. If you have any questions or some tips and tricks of your own, then make sure to leave them in the comments below, and I'm super excited to see you in the next video. Ciao!